Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Andrew Swift. The recent announcement from former President Donald Trump and South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem accusing a migrant of murder has sparked significant debate across the nation. As public figures known for their strong stances on immigration, Trump's and Noem's involvement in this case has amplified the political discourse surrounding immigration policy, border security, and the justice system in the United States. The case centers on an undocumented migrant accused of committing a murder within U.S. borders. Details about the crime and the accused's background remain limited. But the allegations have already become a focal point for those advocating for stricter immigration policies. Trump and Noem have been vocal in their criticism of the current administration's immigration policies, arguing that a lack of adequate border control has led to increased crime and insecurity. In their public statements, Trump and Noem linked the incident to broader issues of national security and framed the case as an example of the consequences of what they describe as failed immigration policies. Their rhetoric has not only stirred controversy, but has also brought renewed attention to the long-standing debate over immigration reform. For news anchors leading discussions on this issue, understanding the political backdrop is crucial. Trump's hardline stance on immigration was a cornerstone of his presidency, with policies like the border wall and restrictive asylum measures defining his administration's approach. Governor Noem, a staunch supporter of Trump, has consistently aligned with his views on immigration. The framing of this incident as a consequence of weak immigration policies is a continuation of the narrative that positions migrants as potential threats. This perspective has been criticized by advocacy groups who argue that it unfairly stigmatizes immigrants and undermines the complexities of immigration issues. From a legal standpoint, the case's outcome will hinge on due process and the evidence presented in court. Critics argue that politicizing an ongoing criminal case could jeopardize the fairness of the judicial process. The principle of innocent until proven guilty is central to the U.S. justice system, and framing the accused solely as a product of failed immigration policies risks undermining this fundamental tenet. Legal experts caution against drawing broad conclusions from isolated incidents, emphasizing that crime rates among immigrants, both documented and undocumented, are generally lower than those among U.S.-born citizens. However, the use of such cases to advocate for stricter immigration controls remains a powerful political tool. The rhetoric surrounding this incident could influence future immigration policies. If the case becomes a rallying point for stricter immigration enforcement, it may lead to legislative efforts aimed at increasing border security, tightening asylum rules, or expanding deportation measures. On the other hand, opponents of stricter immigration policies argue that focusing solely on crime committed by migrants distorts the realities of migration and overlooks the humanitarian crises driving people to seek refuge in the United States. For news anchors, covering this topic requires a careful balance. The media has a responsibility to present accurate, fact-based information while avoiding sensationalism. Anchors should strive to provide context to the incident, explore the complexities of immigration law, and present perspectives from multiple stakeholders, including legal experts, immigration advocates, and affected communities. The impact of this case extends beyond the immediate political sphere. It influences public perceptions of immigrants, potentially increasing polarization and exacerbating societal divisions. When political leaders frame crimes through the lens of immigration status, it can lead to stigmatization and fear-mongering. Communities with high immigrant populations may feel targeted or marginalized by the rhetoric surrounding this case. It can create a climate of suspicion where migrants, regardless of their legal status, face prejudice and discrimination. On the other hand, supporters of stricter immigration policies argue that prioritizing the safety and security of citizens is paramount. The international dimension of this incident should also be considered. Accusations of crime against migrants can affect diplomatic relations with countries of origin. These countries may view such narratives as hostile, impacting cooperation on border security, deportation agreements, and broader international relations. Furthermore, the perception of the U.S. as a nation of opportunity and refuge can be impacted when incidents like this are politicized. International audiences may interpret such rhetoric as a sign of declining openness, which could have long-term implications for America's global standing. The intersection of crime, immigration, and politics is a sensitive and polarizing topic. As this case unfolds, it is essential for media professionals to navigate the discussion with a nuanced understanding of the legal, social, and political dimensions. The narrative surrounding this incident will likely influence public opinion on immigration and could shape policy decisions in the years to come. This discussion article aims to equip news anchors with a comprehensive perspective on the issue, enabling thoughtful, responsible, and informative coverage. The complex interplay of politics, law, and media in this case requires careful consideration to avoid sensationalism while providing an accurate and balanced view of the facts. Goodbye. See you in the next newsletter.